It all had its first beginnings in the late 1960s. Borsall Heath at that time was still suffering from the after effects of the Second World War, when there was extensive bombing in this area and a lot of damage done to the physical environment. A lot of the original residents who'd been here before the war moved out because their houses had been destroyed. After the war, priority was given to the city centre. And so when I arrived in Borsall Heath, actually the place looked like a devastated, war-torn area. There were bomb packs everywhere, bomb sites, ruined houses, derelict houses, decay, rubbish. It was absolutely appalling, unbelievable that people lived here, really. And this was really where St Paul's Trust started. But it's important to notice that the Trust was started by local people, and it's always had very strong local roots. A group of parents looked round and what there wasn't for their children and sought for ways to improve things. And they started a preschool playgroup in the old St Paul's Church Hall at the top of St Paul's Road, which has now become St Paul's Nursery on the Malvern Street side. Another group of parents were more anxious about their older children who'd got nowhere to hang out and play. And actually, I think, talking to lots of people who grew up here at that time, the chief playground was the bomb packs, which were dangerous and really awful. Well, this group of parents got together, group of residents and parents, and started an adventure playground on the Malvern Street site. And the Malvern Street site today, of course, has been transformed. It now has on it the Children's Centre and the Venture and the farm. The school started in 1973, and that year also saw the birth of the Borsall Heathen community newspaper, which originally cost 2p and was sold door to door by project staff, including me. And it was very interesting indeed. It was a very important way of getting to know the neighbourhood. Meanwhile, Borsall Heath was facing new challenges in the form of urban renewal, which actually had the effect of transforming the whole area into a building site for years and years and years, and made life extremely uncomfortable for the residents. By 1979, all those three initiatives we talked about earlier had made a lot of progress, and they came together to form St Paul's Community Project. Since then, of course, there's been huge developments, both in Borsall Heath and in the Trust itself. A new challenge for the whole area which emerged in those years was prostitution, which has now disappeared. The area has changed in lots of ways. We've got new green spaces, we've got new housing. But there are some milestones in the St Paul's Trust which I thought you might like. The first carnival was 1978. 1980 was the urban farm which opened in that year, and very interesting because the builder who opened it was convinced there was absolutely no point in building a farm here. It wouldn't last 5 minutes. And here we are, all those years later, still thriving. In 1982, the school moved out of the terrace houses in St Paul's Road into the old Clifton Infant School. In 1991, the Venture opened the Nest Playcare scheme, which is still going around at the Venture. In 2001 was a big leap forward with the Sure Start programme, which gave us the Children's Centre building round the corner and enabled St Paul's Nursery to move into it. In 2004, we changed our name. We became St Paul's Community Development Trust. And in 2011, I think, it was the start of the Junior College and Apprenticeship Scheme. And I'm sure there's lots more to come. Borsall Heath has changed a lot. We've all changed a lot. The Trust has changed a lot. What remains true is that there's still an enormous amount of work to do.